Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new, hello, my name is Shikha and I make fashion and lifestyle videos here on YouTube. And also we recently purchased a house, so you'll be seeing a lot of home content, home decoration, organization and all that good stuff. I'm super excited for that. So yeah, if you are somebody who's interested in these topics, please take a moment and subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to hit bell notification so that you'll be notified on my next upload. And in today's video, I'll be sharing 10 beauty mistakes which I have personally made in past, and I still see people making those mistakes, and I thought it will be a great idea to consolidate everything and put it in a video. And everything I'm sharing in today's videos are just my personal opinion, and I'm making this video in the hopes that the tips which I'm sharing here might help you to look and feel your best, and helps you in accentuating your natural beauty and allow you to feel and look your most beautiful and most confident self. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video. So my number one beauty mistake has to be using wrong shade of foundation, and to be honest, I have made this mistake in past for quite some time, and that's because I didn't know how to choose the right shade. I'll just go to the store, ask the associate to match the shade, and walk from there happily with whatever she gave me. But to be honest, store lightings are quite different, so I highly recommend you guys to check the foundation in natural light, because in store everything just looks so perfect, seamless, and it feels like it matches you perfectly. But then when you come out of the store, the story is entirely different. So what I do if I have to try a new foundation, I go to Sephora and ask them a sample, and they give me sample, and then I use it by myself and see in natural light how it is, and I'll wear the foundation for whole day to see if it is oxidizing or not oxidizing. And I'll also see how the foundation is sitting on my skin, what kind of finish it is giving me, because every skin type is different, and a single foundation can act very differently. If you have dry skin, if you have oily combination skin, you will feel like you are wearing entirely different foundation, but it is not the fault of foundation, it's your skin. So you have to make sure that whatever foundations you are buying are suitable for your particular skin type. If you are someone who is closer to my skin tone and have oily to combination skin, I have done an entire foundation video where I talked about, I guess, 6 to 7 foundation which works for my skin type. So definitely check it out. I will link the video here. And as a woman of color, I totally get it. It's such a cumbersome task to find a foundation which matches you, because sometimes it's too light, sometimes it's too dark, sometimes the undertone is not right. I totally get it, but I highly recommend you guys to take time and find the perfect shade which matches your skin tone. I promise it will change your foundation game. And nowadays brands are super inclusive. They are making so many beautiful shades ranging from too light to too dark, so I'm pretty sure you'll find something which works for you. My second beauty mistake has to be using makeup brushes, and don't get me wrong, there are so many amazing makeup brushes available in market, and if you are someone who knows how to work with them, good for you. But if you are someone who is a beginner, you haven't really worked with makeup brushes before, it can get tricky and it can turn into hot mess very quickly. Personally, I feel like makeup brushes gives a very streaky and unnatural finish, and also you have to use quite a lot of product because the fiber in the brushes absorbs most of the product. And this tip brings me to my next one, which is using a dry beauty blender or a makeup sponge. You guys, please don't do it, because if you are using a dry beauty blender or makeup sponge, it will absorb all the product and you will end up wasting a lot of product. Instead, I like to use damp beauty blender. And how you do it, just take your beauty blender, run it under water, and then take a face towel and squeeze the excess water. By that, you will have excess water out and you will left with a damp beauty blender. And I promise the application of makeup will be very smooth, seamless, and looks very natural. My next tip is to use heat tools without heat protectant, and tell me if you are guilty in comment section down below, because I used to use heat tools without heat protectant in past quite a lot. Let me tell you, heat in general is not good for your hair, and without heat protectant, no, we are not doing that. I highly recommend using a heat protectant before using any heat tools, because if you do not use heat protectant, it's just going to burn your hair in the end, especially if you are someone who use straightener on the daily basis. And if you are not using heat protectant, it will just give you dry, rough hair. You'll end up with split ends, and in the end, a lot of damaged hair to deal with, and yeah, it's just not good for your hair. So I highly recommend using heat protectant before using any heat tools, even if it's straightener. And the heat protectant doesn't have to be expensive at all. I use this one from Tresemme and it works really well for me. My next tip is to not using hair oil. I have heard and seen a lot of people talking that hair oil is not good for your hair. It just coats your hair and coats your scalp and whatnot. And let me break that myth here. Hair oiling is one of the best things which you can do to your hair and scalp health. And hair oiling is not something which is trendy stuff. It has been used in Ayurveda for so long, and not only in Ayurveda, it has been used in several other cultures as well. And I feel like hair oiling has its own benefits. It can be great for your hair and your scalp health. There are so many amazing oils available in market. You can choose the right oil which works for you. I personally love coconut oil, olive oil, almond oil, castor oil, pumpkin seed oil. I love all sort of oil. And before washing my hair, I make sure to give my scalp and hair a nice head massage before, and then leave it on for about hour, 2 hour or 3 hour, and then wash it off with my regular shampoo and conditioner. A lot of people do leave hair oil overnight, but personally I do not do it because my skin is very sensitive, and when the oil transfer I get acne. So to prevent that, I only leave oil for about 1 to 2 hours. And to be honest, 1 to 2 hours is just enough for your scalp to absorb the oil. Whenever I oil my hair and wash it afterwards, I'll have the most softest hair after that. So I definitely recommend you guys to try hair oiling before every hair wash. And you can choose any oil of your choice. If you are someone who doesn't prefer thicker oil, you can go for sweet almond oil, or olive oil is really great. These two oils have very thinner consistency, and it's very easy for you to wash the oil out of your hair. And even if you are using a thicker oil like castor oil, never use castor oil alone. It will be such a task to get the oil out of hair. If you want to use castor oil is really great for hair growth. Mix 1 part of castor oil with 2 parts of coconut oil and then massage it. And while washing, if you feel like it's not coming out properly, you can wash your hair twice, like shampoo once, wash it, and then again shampoo and wash it, and I promise it will be out. So yeah, definitely use a hair oil, and I promise you'll thank me later. Using powder makeup products is one of the beauty mistakes which I personally made for the longest period of time. Especially if you are someone with dry skin, switching to cream makeup products will change your makeup game, I promise, because it will hydrate your skin instead of drying your skin. I have oily to combination skin, and I also prefer using cream products as compared to the powder ones, because I feel like cream products just blends so beautifully in skin, and you can use your finger, you can use beauty blender to blend it, and everything looks just so seamless. So I prefer cream products, especially when it comes to highlighter. I'm pretty sure you guys must have seen all over social media people using blinding highlighter, and to be honest, they are using quite a lot of product and it just doesn't look natural, and it is just too much in my personal opinion. So as you can see, I am wearing highlighter, but then it's very subtle, and yeah, I personally love how this one looks. But if you are someone who loves blinding highlighter, please go for it. I'm just sharing my personal opinion here. I feel like that look is totally unnatural and it just looks a little too much. So yeah, I just love how this highlighter looks. I'm using the highlighter from Merit. It's a highlighting balm and it is so beautiful. Blends beautifully on skin and it just adds a subtle glow which is expected from a highlighter. Now let's talk eyebrows. It's so easy to go overboard with either plucking, waxing, or maybe threading your eyebrows. Especially now, I have been doing my eyebrows for quite some time now, and I have found the best tip which works for me is to fill in my eyebrows before plucking them. This just ensures that you are not over plucking and you are only taking out the extra hair. This is a big one. Let's talk skincare. Cleanser, exfoliator, beauty oil, serum, beauty essence, and whatnot. The beauty industry will try to convince you that you need 10-20 skincare step, and not going to lie, I have definitely fallen for it in past and tried the 10-step skincare routine. If you guys have watched my previous videos, you guys know that I suffered from acne and I was desperate to make my skin clear, and that's the reason why I have tried every name brand available in market, and let me tell you, it didn't work it made my skin worse, especially if you are someone who is going through acne or any skin condition. I know it's tough, and using 10 step 20 step skincare is not going to help you. At least it didn't help me. I feel like if you're using too much product, every product has different kind of ingredients, and you're slapping all the products on your face, and you do not know how everything will react. And your skin is already very, very inflamed, it has acne, and yeah, it doesn't help, I promise. Instead, what worked for me was changing my diet, going to a dermatologist, getting a very, very targeted treatment. My dermat gave me a medicated cleanser, a day moisturizer, and a nighttime moisturizer. That's it. And also I was using a sunscreen, which I have talked about in my previous videos. If you guys want me to do an acne skincare routine, please let me know in the comment section down below. My skincare routine is very, very simple. I just use 2 to 3 products on the daily basis, and that is the only products which I have been using from past 2 years, and my skin has changed for good. It's not perfect by any means, but I'm so happy by the progress my skin has made, and it has a lot to do with minimizing the skincare product which I'm putting on my face. All you really need, in my humble opinion, are just few products targeted to your skin concern. A good quality cleanser to cleanse your skin. If you are someone who wears makeup, a good quality cleanser is essential, because you don't want the makeup to sit inside your pores and cause many problems in future. Then you need a good quality moisturizer which helps in hydrating your skin after you have cleansed your skin. And then you need a good quality sunscreen. I love this one from Eltamed. I feel like the brand is absolutely amazing. It has no nasty stuff. Very, very nice medicated brand, and it doesn't leave white residue, or it's non-sticky, and I absolutely love it. Definitely recommend checking this out. If you want to add eye cream, you can totally do that. And yeah, I feel like these 3 things are just enough. So let's talk about nails. So personally, I am not someone who enjoys visiting salons for hair or for nails. I feel like it's so boring. You just have to sit there and do nothing. It's so boring. I get sleepy. That said, I'd have to go sometimes for my hair because I don't know how to cut them, and for my nails when they are in desperate need, like maybe in once in 4 or maybe 6 months. I do my nails by myself, and sometimes I don't do anything. I just leave it like that. I feel like it's totally a good look. It's better than leaving the half painted nails. You guys know what I'm telling. Like, if you will paint your nails and then after a few weeks it just getting chipped and you just leave it like that, it's not a good look. Please don't do it. Please take a cotton pad, take a remover and remove everything. Let it be clean. It just looks clean, nice, and this also gives a moment for your nails to breathe. And personally, I do not like extra long nails. I love this length. I feel like this length is perfect. If I want to, I'll paint my nails. I love a nail paint from Essie. I will pop it here. I feel like the shade is just perfect. It's very neutral and it looks really, really nice on brown skin. If you are someone closer to my skin tone, definitely check this nail paint out. It's really, really high quality. It's so easy to use and last pretty long as compared to other nail paints which I have tried. I feel like the shade is perfect, complements my skin tone. It's not very dark, not very light, adds the right amount of color which I need. And my final tip is not using hair mask. If you guys have watched my channel, you guys know that I love my DIY hair mask. I do hair mask every 2 weeks or maybe every week sometimes if I have time. And don't get me wrong, I love store-bought hair mask as well, but if you do not pay attention to it, a lot of hair masks will have harmful ingredients like parabens, and that's the reason why I love my homemade mask using all natural ingredients, because you know what you're putting inside and it has nothing but only good things to offer, and it's really, really great for your hair and scalp health. I have done so many hair masks over my channel. I'm gonna link everything in my description box down below. Feel free to check. And I feel like a hair mask is essential because it provides hydration to your hair, and yeah, it's just a good thing to do once in a while. It just helps your hair. It just helps in strengthening your hair, prevents split ends, and yeah, it's basically really, really good for your hair and scalp health. Alright you guys, so that is everything for today's video. I really hope you found these tips helpful. Let me know in the comment section down below if you agree with this beauty mistakes, if you do any of it, or Let me know if you have any other tips for me in the comment section down below. I would love to know that. Remember, at the end of the day, you have to do whatever makes you look and feel your best. If you enjoyed these tips, please give this video a thumbs up and also share it with someone who you think will enjoy these tips. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye. Of your choice. Okay, I'm talking too much. And you can choose, okay, makeup brushes and oil of your choice. Come here. Good boy. Mistake has to be using. Who is there? Nobody's there. Come here.